boys and girls. Welcome back to Bible Story Time with Yaya. We're going to carry on with our Bailey Bear stories. Remember last time we read one about Bailey was worried that God would be sleeping and wouldn't be able to protect him at school. And he learned that God never sleeps. God's always there protecting us. Today's story is, how tall is God? How tall are you? Do you eat your vegetables and your fruit to make sure that you grow tall? This is a book about God's love and protection, and it's written and illustrated by Philip W. Rogers. Let's start our story. Are you all ready? Thunder and lightning streaks shook the dark night, and Bailey the bear cub was shaking with fright. There's poor Bailey, he's shaking under his blankets. He's very scared of the thunder and the lightning. I don't like thunder and lightning much either. His father had tucked him snug into bed when Bailey looked up and quietly said, "How tall is God, Dad? I bet that you know. Is he taller than mountains covered with snow?" There's a mountain covered in snow and a bear skiing down it. And there's Bailey's dad. Can he see over skyscrapers, flagpoles and trees? Could the tallest giraffe reach up to God's knees? That's a very good question, something quite rare. But why do you ask, my thoughtful young bear? She's a beautiful giraffe, pink ribbon on her tail. There's two monkeys with a ruler measuring how tall she is. Well, sometimes there's shadows up on my ceiling that give me the spookiest, scariest feeling. Is God tall enough to watch over me, keeping me safe when it's too dark to see? Dad remembered a time when he had been small and didn't yet know that God was so tall. "God's very big, son," Dad said with a nod. "There's no building or mountain as big as our God." There's Dad climbing the mountains. The chick in the nest. As high as the sky, the moon and the stars, past Earth and the sun, to Pluto and Mars, as far and as wide as the deepest of space, God's there, and he touches each faraway place. There's the sparkly stars and an astronaut bear. God puts the green leaves on the tallest of trees and guides the white clouds over mountains and seas. These are only a few of the things God can do, so I'm sure he'll watch over a young cub like you. Remember when David was just a young bear? Goliath the grizzly said, "Fight me if you dare." He may have looked big, but to God he was small. David flung one smooth stone, then God made him fall. There's Goliath's big feet. His feet are bigger than David. High up in the sky he placed a bright star for shepherds and wise men to see from afar. His angels came down from heaven to earth and sang, "Peace, goodwill," at Jesus' birth. There's a bear watching his sheep, the shepherd, and the bright star's going to show him where to go. God's love is enormous. He's near to us all, so he's ready to help us the moment we call. Now you can be sure when you run out to play that God will be with you throughout the whole day. There's Bailey playing at school with his friends, and he knows that God is looking after him. "Wow, God really is tall," Bailey said with a smile. "His love reaches longer than even a mile. He's bigger than any tall building I see. but he isn't too big to care about me. I'm sure God can see me, and even much more, from my walls to the ceiling and down to the floor. Because God is with me, I'm no longer afraid. My fears of the dark is beginning to fade. He's much braver now. He's not scared of the dark. He's standing on his bed. So Dad gave Bailey a kiss and a hug and said, "Sweet dreams, my little bear cub." He's tucked up in his bed again. Daddy's going out the door. God will watch over you all through the night. Bailey pulled up his blanket and Dad turned out the light. There's Bailey fast asleep. He knows that he's safe tucked up in his bed because God is watching him. And God watches us too. If we're afraid of the dark, if we're afraid when we get into our beds at night, remember all you need to do is pray to God and ask Him to protect you and to be with you. And He will be. He never leaves us. He never forgets us. God is always with us, just like He was for Bailey Bear. Thank you for joining me again today for our Bible story, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, boys and girls. See you for the next story. Bye. Bye. Bye.